I'll just say this much, there are a lot of butterflies out today. What's up, you guys? Chet-Guthrie, the Dream Poet here, coming to you all from the great national park known as the Smokies. Yes, you guys, I am going to go on a trail today. You see, there is something that I want to see, something that is a forgotten relic from the Smokies logging era. And what it is a wrecked steam engine. The wrecked steam engine is just beyond this trail right here. It goes about 2.8 miles in, which not a terribly long trail, but then again, not a terribly short one either. But we're gonna go through it, and we are going to go find the wrecked steam engine of Engine Creek. As we're walking up this very, very steep trail, I thought I'd tell you all how this steam engine wound up out here. You see, it was the 1920s. All of this that you see right here was all clear cut. There was nothing here for miles. And in the thicket, there was a lumberjack operating a steam engine. This wasn't your atypical locomotive. This was a steam engine that logging contractors, would bring in from places such as Tellico Plains, Tennessee. And what they would do is they'd bring these steam engines out here, and once they got them to a specific location, they would take the wheels off the engine. Dang it. And from there, they'd slap on a couple bands. From there, the bands would be connected to the saw blade. And as the lumberjacks, would fuel these steam engines with coal or wood, that would power the saw blade. Now, this is what is out here. And since we are in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, there is another one out here. And that one is near Andrews Bald, next to Clingman's Dome. Now that one, that's only about a mile. That's why we're doing it today. Just to really check out and take in these two lost steam-breathing giants that once worked these mountains. But this one that we're going up to, the lumberjack who was operating it that day, let's just say he had a few too many drinks. Yes, he was drunk, and he drove this train, this engine, the steam engine I should say, into the ravine. And as you all can tell, I'm a bit out of shape and my moves are hurting. You know, that's not good when your moves hurt. I am so very tempted to stick my head in that water, because that looks really, really nice. But we must keep on going. I'll probably stick my head in the water where the steam engine's at. Maybe my feet will get a little more wet sooner than I thought it would be. So, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get in on there. And at least my feet will feel a little bit better. Makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Or maybe these things are, well, waterproof. They are leather. Not terribly soaked, so I guess that's a good thing. If I read my GPS correctly, I should be about a third of the way there. I'm kind of curious to see what other types of creek we'll run into. Like that was really pretty. Actually, there's a very interesting story why there is a lot of yellow poplar in the Great Smoky Mountains, along with a lot of oak. And the reason for that is after all this was clear cut and the lumber companies left, well, yellow poplar grows quite fast. And on top of that, its seeds, while pollinated, can be totally viable on this forest floor for about 7 years, or up to 7 years. So, you might see these big, giant yellow poplars, but in reality, they're probably only about 80 years old, maybe. Oh, now this is really pretty. We have a field of wildflowers. And more creek bed. You know, I'm pretty sure somewhere in there is a bunch of crawdads. This rhododendron thicket is really, really awesome because it's like walking through a tunnel. But at the same time, I do not like the fact that all of this is uphill. My body is hurting. I'm getting hungry. My moves are jiggling, and that doesn't help. But if I read my GPS correctly, we're almost there. After a 2-hour hike, I found it. After a miserable 3-hour hike, 3 miles, I have found it. Well, you know, it probably wouldn't have been miserable if I hadn't been so fat. But that's not the point. But let's go check this out. Down here in Engine Creek, I finally got to it. And it only took me 3 whole hours. Dude, look at the size of this gear. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now, as I was saying back there, these things were used by contractors to bring in and help with sawmills. But dude, this thing is freaking huge. Look at it. Wonder if it's got like a front face to it. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Just boiler. Looks like it is slightly cracked. So you have to thank a drunk man for doing this. Let's see what this says. Nicholas S. Shepherd & Co. Battle Creek, Michigan is where this came from. Battle Creek, Michigan. This is absolutely gorgeous. And on the other side, you can see where this thing fell in. You can see where the axle broke, and dang, that looks pretty nasty. And imagine, over 100 years ago, that would have been filled with either coal or wood, and it would have been prancing around here in the mountains. That looks like that thing took a pretty hard blow. I imagine it was probably way up there on the hill. And there's some more of an axle, and there's a crushed wheel right in the right under this tree. Now that we have made it to this one at Engine Creek, we are now going to drive about an hour and 5 minutes up near Clingman's Dome to Andrews Bald, and about a mile from there is another one of these. That one I'm really not too familiar about, but I think that one is bigger than this one. So let's get on a hiking out of here and let's check it out. This is absolutely gorgeous. After an hour of driving, we have made it to the next site of an abandoned steam engine. Now this one's known as the Forney Creek abandoned steam engine. Now I don't know the story to this one, but I do know where it's at by looking at it on GPS, and it's only about a mile So let's get to it. The fun thing too is it's like right next to Clingman's Dome. And it starts with this right here, the Forney Ridge Trail. We're gonna go down through Andrews Bald. And even then, it's only about close to 2 miles. It's not that long at all, which makes me very happy. Maybe we can get away from all the tourists. Sometimes I feel like the Great Smoky Mountains is becoming as much of a tourist trap as Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge are. You see people everywhere. But at least the trail is more, more well built, more well suited for the masses, thus making it much, much easier. Now I just want to point something out real quick. Check out this interesting type of rock work here. I mean, I don't think that's man-made, or it could have been, but I find that very interesting. It's etched in there. And I don't know about you guys, but honestly, this kind of puts off a Rock City kind of vibe. I really like how well put together the stairs are. Maybe that's why it feels so much like that. Now, it would feel really weird to see a gnome come out of nowhere, say, "How you doing today?" Well, that would just honestly scare me. After walking for a few minutes, well, by a few minutes I mean about 25. Yeah, don't, if you see a trail that's only 1.5 miles, don't believe it. But I have stumbled upon the trail that is not anywhere on Clingman's Dome trail. I'm honestly thinking that this was probably an old logging trail at one time. And even so, we're getting pretty close because there's an iron bar. If you all have never seen what bear poop looks like, that is bear poop. But the good thing about black bears is as long as you stand above them and you make a lot of noise, it will scare them. Fun fact if you're hiking in the Smokies. I think we're getting closer. Why I say this is here in the underbrush we have a piece of old school locomotive railing. That's actually not all that heavy. Yeah, if you want to know what railroad track back then looked like, this is it. And it looks like we have some more stuff right here as well. A lot of really big parts. No telling what these pieces have all seen, what they have been through. Yeah, I wish I knew its story. You know, it almost looks like some kind of fire pit. I mean, I don't know what these pieces were used for. It does make me wonder. Maybe this right here. Looks like some old mining equipment. Or mining equipment of some sort anyway. Huh, well, maybe some kind of logging equipment. And here, on the outskirts of nowhere, we have found it. Huh. Looks like we have some more old railing. Huh. Neat. Honestly, this thing is way, way, way bigger in real life. I don't think this is something that you would see used for steam or using, well, of course using sawing, lumbering, but I think this is a Type C locomotive. That's too big. I mean, look, that probably would have been the smokestack. That's the boiler. And that is huge. Again, another piece of old logging history that is, for the most part, lost. I mean, that's really sad. And now you can tell I'm really thinking it is some kind of logging locomotive, some type of Type C, because that's a wheel. Look, we have more railing right there. If we come up here, we have another piece of old school, oh, what do you call it? An old wheel. There we go. It's hard to believe that this is out here near Clingman's dome. Looks like here in the... There's where they used to have the boiler. That's what used to fuel the engine going up and down the mountainside. Oh goodness. Again, I think this is a train. Maybe, just maybe, this can give us an idea of what it is. It's got a bar number, K5. I think that'd probably give us an idea of where this train originated from. This has been a really fun day. Not so much for hiking. I think so far, by the end of the day, I've done about 10 miles worth of hiking to see these abandoned steam engines. Plus there's a lot of bugs out here too. But anyway, you guys, thank you all so very much. Seeing these two ghosts of the mountain made me feel really good. I hope you all enjoy this video. But I got a hike to get back to. Luckily it's still not that bad, even though, well, I take that back. But anyway, friends, fans, followers, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Always means a lot. So without further ado, vlog over.